Hola y bienvenidos a TeleSchool, clase de español. Me llamo Señora Garcia y espero que estén bien hoy. So today I'm going to go over how we are going to do our Spanish class online. Okay, the first thing I'm going to talk about is how to use Google Classroom and how to create your account. The second thing is some other websites we will use and how we will incorporate those that we already know how to use. Then I'm going to go over the expectations of the class, including how you will be graded, and finally how to contact me if you need help. So let's get started. Primero, bienvenidos a TeleSchool. Starting on March 30th, we are going to be using Google Classroom for our class. So this is going to be the main website that you use where you will post everything, and I will also post everything. In order to use Google, you need to use this email, your .net email. So I will go over how to use that. Some of you may already know, but please make sure to join Google Classroom before the 30th so that you're ready to go. So, primero, how do you set up your southlakechristian.net email? Now, in RenWeb, you may have another email, like a Google or Gmail or something else, but you need to use this, the southlakechristian.net. It's a little bit different than, remember, I have Garcia at southlakechristian.org, right? So the .net email is specific for this Google account. So if you have not made it already, you are going to go to accounts.google.com and enter in your first name dot last name at southlakechristian.net. Again, this is the most important part. The default password is eagle123, capital E. And once you get in, make sure you change your password. Okay, follow the directions to change your password. Now, this email is what we will be using to communicate, right? So make sure that from now on, you check that email, not your other personal email, okay? So if you have any questions, let me know. Next, I want to talk about how to use Google Classroom. How do you join? So once you get into classroom.google.com, you will see a place where you enter in a code. If you are in my Spanish 3 Honors A block, this is your code. If you're in 3 Honors B block, this is your code. And these are in the email that I sent, and they will also be on RenWeb. Spanish 2 C block, this is your code. In Spanish 4 Honors D block, this is your code. So once you get into Google Classroom, you will enter in that code. Now, let me show you how this is going to look. So let me get out of my PowerPoint for 1 second. Vamos. And my shell. All right, classroom.google.com. And this is where I have all of your classes. Now you will see all your classes that you're in, maybe your history class or your math class. So for example, in my Spanish 3 Honors, I already have 19 of my students who've joined. Spanish 3 Honors, 14. 2 is 14, and then Spanish 4, right now I have 8. So let's take a look at how this will work. So Spanish 3 Honors, this is your code. And when next week on Monday, I'm going to start posting videos and your assignments here, and you will see everything. Right here it says create and schedule announcements. Okay, so that's what I will do later. Now classwork, this is where you will see everything that you need to do, assignments, questions, quizzes, etc. You will also have your Google Calendar, which will be specific for this class. So when I put in an assignment that's due, you can see that on this Google Calendar, which is really nice. We will also have a class folder for Google Drive. So you will go there to find any documents that you need. Right now, there's nothing in there. I'm waiting to post until Monday. This is all your classmates under people. So you will see who is in your class. If it will load, there we go. Okay, so this is who's in the class so far. And then grades, once you complete an assignment, this is where you will see the grades, and this is how I will grade you. Okay, so that is how Google Classroom works. It works really well, and it's a great way for all of us to communicate. I can post videos, I can post assignments, announcements, anything I need, and everything will be in one place, okay, here in the Google Drive. So this is Google Classroom. So once you enter that code, you will be in the class, right? So again, on Google Classroom, you will find announcements, what is due, what is coming up, the calendar, daily video lessons. So I'm going to create videos like this every day. It will be very similar to what we do in class. I will have our agenda, you know, it has the fecha arriba. Hoy es lunes el 30 de marzo. And then your fechas importantes y tu agenda, lo que vas a hacer, what are you going to do that day. So it will feel very similar to our regular class. And what I will have you do in the daily lesson is to pause the video. When I say pause, go work on that assignment in Google and then come back to the lesson, okay? So discussions, we will have some discussions on Google Classroom after I post a video, like a daily lesson video. I might have you talk with a partner or someone about the questions. All assignments will be on the Google Drive. So anything, rubrics, essays, projects, everything will be on there. And then I will do some quizzes using Google Classroom as well, and maybe some tests. I will have to see how that assignment fits with the unit. So other websites that we will use, you guys already know about RenWeb. RenWeb we will use for communication mostly. That's for emails, posting, documents, but again, all of that will also be on Google Classroom. Edublogs.org is what we will use to post on our class blog. Now, depending on what level you are in, 2, 3, or 4, we will use the blog differently. My friend in Spain has an English class, and they are also in the same situation. And so we will be communicating with them and finding out what's going on over there as well. So we will use our blog for posting different projects, photos, writing assignments. Conjuguemos.com, we know very well, we use that for grammar a lot, so we will continue to use that. Same thing with Quizlet, we've used that for a lot of assignments. That's where all of your vocab will be. And then finally, Zoom is how we will communicate if we need to have a video conference with everyone. Okay, we will do that once in a while, and I will let you know. It's not going to be an everyday thing. And then also Zoom you will use if you need to make a conference with me. Okay, then you will use Zoom for that, and we will set up a time to meet. Okay, so these websites will also be very important in this class. All right, now, next I want to talk about our daily expectations. Okay, when you log on to Google Classroom every day, what do I expect? So the first thing you need to do is watch that daily lesson video. So that will be something very similar to this, where I will go through the lesson, talk about the vocab, the grammar, maybe go through a cultural lesson on música miércoles. I will still show you music. Okay, so that will be the first thing that you do. As you watch that video, I will have you pause and comment on some discussion questions. This is going to be your daily participation grade. So this is very important that you go and you do that. That's how I know that you have logged on. Now, it doesn't matter what time in the day you do this, as long as you log in and comment on these discussions and on the video every day. Okay, so again, doesn't matter the time as long as it is completed. So that is your participation grade, how I know that you are still interacting with the class. The other thing you need to do is to work on your daily Quizlet or Conjuguemos assignments. So it depends on the day. I maybe will have you do a game on Quizlet or an activity on Conjuguemos to practice vocab and grammar. So make sure you keep up with those. And then finally, the other expectation is to turn in your quizzes and your tests and projects on time. And those dates will be clearly posted on the Google Calendar, so make sure you get everything done on time. Okay, and that will take a little bit of practice on budgeting your time with the other classes, as well as all of the things that you have to do at home, all the chores. And it's a little bit crazy right now, I know, so make sure that you are budgeting your time correctly, right? So next, let's look at, how you will be graded. So the first thing is your daily participation grade. This is commenting on those discussions from the daily video. The next thing will be Quizlet for vocabulary. That's where we will do our vocab quizzes. Conjuguemos is the same thing. That will be our grammar quizzes and activities. You will also have a quiz and test grade as well. And then projects, as we know, are a test grade. Okay, so it's very similar to our regular class. The only thing different mainly is that you have this daily participation grade for participating in the online learning. Okay, now finally, I want to talk about how do you contact me. So the first thing, the main form of communication is through my southlakechristian.org email. Okay, you can actually use my .net email as well for Google, and that will be, I will check both of those. You can also on Google Classroom ask me questions using that platform, but again, the main thing is email, either my .org or my .net email. The other thing we can do is I will set up office hours. So starting next Monday, I will be available from 9 to 12 to set up a Zoom meeting. Okay, so that means you need to contact me ahead of time using your email, and we will set up a time to meet, and I can answer any questions about the lessons, about vocab, grammar, what assignments are due. Some of you owe assignments from past units that you have to make up in kind of a different way. Maybe I will email you that. If you have questions like that, you can go ahead and set up a Zoom meeting, right? So again, typically I'm going to be available from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Here in the morning, I'm working in my home office. Okay, I will show you exactly what time, but if you have another time, let's say you are very busy in the morning, I'm welcome to set up a different time, but just know typically this is when I'm going to be available, right? So that is all for this introduction. So what you can expect is every day to get a video very similar to this. It will probably be around the same time, about 15 to 20 minutes, and you will go through that video and pause it when you need to complete an assignment. Right? So that is all I have for today, and I hope everybody is doing great, staying healthy, and loving spending time with your family. Right? So hasta luego. Nos vemos el lunes. Ciao.